How's everybody else?
Everyone I associate with is thriving in abundance. Limitless.
Hello, welcome. I'm Helene, and I'm here to react to Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 2. You Scots to be lying. So, it begins with Martell down at a studio. It appears that he's about to take some pictures for a calendar he's making, and he's scantily clad, and they need a ruse to get Destiny into the scene. So he has to call Destiny to bring him some baby oil from her spot. All the while he's going into all these projects he's working on and how he's blessed that his kids made a book. Blah, 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 blah. Anywho, Destiny get down there. She commiserates with him about recovering life after divorce. And then she goes into what happened between her and Melody in LA with Martell. Though I do find it suspicious, the audience she chooses to share this story with, I also realize that her story has been consistent, so I don't know what to believe. Anywho, the next scene is when Melody going to Storm's warehouse. At the warehouse, Storm goes into giving Melody some business advice about manufacturing, shipping, and packaging, etc. After that, they get into the conversation. Melody invites Storm to the pajama party, and she runs down the guest list, and Storm like, whoop, the bam ain't on the list, and so ain't on the list. Why not? And then Melody has this story, which is slightly different than the version she told before about how things went down in LA. This time when Storm like, what did Destiny say? Melody was like, girl, I don't even want to say, girl, because it don't sound like she said nothing. It sound like some lies on her end. I don't know what to believe. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Anywho, Storm then comes up with her observation of the homie Tiffany, and like, girl, you thirsty? And I done told her as much as so. Well, basically she's excited to figure out who she really is because she Melody friend. So since Melody vouching, she giving chances. So the subsequent scene is down to Marceau's and Tisha's office space. They go over this Scott's Manor for the 50-11th time, and ain't nothing been done in 30 months. After that conversation ends, Miss Wanda comes in the room. Now, Miss Wanda is my entertainment. And I don't have no, maybe because I get tongue-tied a bit. And also, I grew up around a lot of elders. And she got that entertaining, messy spirit of the elders that when it's close, it's annoying. But when it's in the peripheral or it ain't got nothing to do with you, it is very entertaining. And so I am not going to be ashamed to be entertained by Miss Wanda. Anywho, Miss Wanda come in and talk about this food truck that she's got prepared. It's ready to start, and how she sent the papers over to Tisha. Marceau like, why is you sending papers to Tisha? Tisha was like, cause we are invested in it. And it looked like Tisha really had made a definite stance, which was catching me off guard until we come back from the confessionals and Marceau is like dangling the investment over Wanda's head. It's giving me walk 10 miles to Junior's for some cheesecake for me. I'ma need you to show and prove you can get this money from me. Wanda was like, nigga, don't play me. But he was doing it under the guise of give me some coffee. I need some coffee. Woo-wop the bam and all that. So Wanda was like, nigga, don't play with me. I'm not the one. Speaking of it, birds of a feather flock together, and you is messy putting that picture on the interwebs round here. So why'd you do it? You's like them, ain't you? And so he's like, I'm not a bird of a feather. But it's giving double talk when he speaks. So I don't trust half the things this cast say. So it continues. And Marceau then is confronted with the question by Miss Wanda, did you and Martell have an apartment that y'all rent together? Also, I noticed Tisha sitting in the background allowing her mother to do the interrogation. It's the double dutching for me with Tisha. If you don't want the information, don't let your mama ask no questions, especially in your presence. That means if you trust your husband the way you portraying and sitting like a goofy in front of Kimmy and Maurice, no, I'm not bothered. And doing all of that. If you really not bothered, tell your mama to shut the fuck up. But if you really bothered, then get a backbone and tell your mama to shut the fuck up, and then you ask the questions. At least Wanda admitted that she be down here to the interweb streets believing everything that is published on them. Marcel asks her, why do you even care? How does this even concern you? Again with the deflection. This is my thing. Either he enjoys looking like a villain, which begs the question, what benefits if he's not cheating? What are the benefits of looking like an evasive liar and a potential cheater if you're not cheating? What is that benefiting him? Is it an ego thing? Because you make your family look like a joke. I'm kind of with Miss Wanda. It is simple to say yes or no. That's what I'm thinking. So Marcel get down to the confessional, taking jabs at Tiffany and Wanda all at once. So he goes, I don't understand why she think I'd tell her, even if I was doing this stuff. I never admitted to being transparent. I'm not transparent. It's apparent. No, they don't. I'm agreeing with Miss Wanda, like, girl.
You know what?
He says, so she goes, people, if you don't directly answer the question, it looks like you're deceptive. People think you're lying. And he said, well, they already think I'm lying before I opened my mouth. No, they do not, Marcel. That is some convenient excuse you've given yourself to be more evasive to direct questions. My heart is breaking for Tisha. Not even that she really going through nothing. It's just the way he's playing with her image. The way he's playing with her, the perception of her cognitive abilities. I can't tell if she's smart, dumb, or indifferent. I don't know. And it's all due to the way he contextualizes the circumstances. Or maybe edited. Either way, it just looks suspicious. Miss Wanda is me, girl. Stop fucking with me. Stop frustrating me. Just say it. This nigga is quoting song lyrics. If you don't know me by now, you'll never know me. I wonder what do they know of you in 15 years, because you seem very elusive. How long this show been on the air? In a few years, we didn't know you from the edited version. You seem like a nigga who lacks integrity. Why can't a yes be a yes, a no be a no, and a mind your fucking business be a mind your fucking business? Why can't nothing be decisively and precisive in its delivery? Don't blame that shit on God. What God is y'all serving around here? Because my God is infinite. And the God y'all serve is very myopic if he put you, or she put you, or it put you in situations such as this. Like, what's the training God is setting you up for to look this bad? What is it for? I really want, like, when your testimony comes to its conclusion, amen, and you have to stand in front of the congregation and give your testimony. You're going to have to tell me what it was for, what you get out of this. What did, on your end, just like I asked about Marceau, same with Tisha, is that leverage against your intellect? Would you prefer to be, well, maybe she does prefer it. Anyway, so Tisha down here telling her mama, hush, I believe my husband, what God has put together, let no man send asunder. You overstand? Don't take your mouth off my marriage. I believe him. He can tell me he going to the moon. I'm packing his lunch for him. Stop bullshitting the young man, Kimmy. Okay? So anyway, Kimmy and Maurice pop up on Jalen. And of course, they do the cutesy banter. Don't pop up over here. I took y'all liquor. It ain't the same you coming to my house versus whoop de whoop and move up bam. Then they get to the nitty gritty of it all. So they sit down and Jalen asks a legit question. I saw that picture that Marceau posted. Is y'all okay? I've been reading comments. What's good? And then Kimmy gonna ask, what kind of comments did you see? Stop playing the same comments you saw, homie. Maurice bullshitting the young man. There you go, Jalen. Ask the direct question to these Scots. Has he cheated on my mom? Was the question he surmised from all the information that he got off the internet that was more expansive than the intel that he had about his own family. And Kimmy and Maurice, I guess they would play it like they don't really understand what he's talking about because he's still their child. But at the end of the day, everybody got to play in on the delusion of it all. This is what this show is showing me. Like, when you in marriage, you just got to play in on the delusion of it all. Kimmy was brilliant just last season and the season before last. We give Tisha slight passes because we think that her faculties really haven't caught up with her agency, right? But we know Kimmy is intelligent. So you are choosing to play into this delusion. With Tisha, you don't know if she playing or is she for real. With Kimmy, girl, stop playing with us. Bless your heart, Kimmy. So Kimmy takes it upon herself. I guess it is her son. But she takes it upon herself to cover her man by saying, listen, it's our marriage, essentially, and we don't believe in infidelity. I mean, girl, speak to your beliefs, because I don't know if it's true for your husband. I don't know if that's a tenet of his conviction. So they reassure Jay all is well in the home. They is a happy family. Kiki's all around. That shit is messy. You invited your enemy's cousin. If you bring up anything concerning Tisha at this pajama party, whatever boat you had for destiny, put yourself in it. Because this the same shit. So the next scene is with Melody at her home and receiving her guests for the pajama party. Everybody trickles in with their pajamas on, and last to come in is Tisha's cousin. Anywho, so she comes in. So Stormy down to the kitchen with Kimmy and Tisha's cousin. I've yet to remember her name. And she like, girl, I just be wanting to take up for you after the post. What's really good with you? What's going on? And Kimmy in the confessionals saying how, I guess it's a kind of annoying that people are asking questions about this and that she understands what is happening. But you know what it makes me realize too? Is that Marceau knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. Because what that picture did is blew the heat. It took the attention and put it on them. So now the questions and the type of scrutiny that they had, Tisha and Marceau had, is similar to that for Kimmy now. The way Tisha kind of showed up for the questions, let's see how Kimmy show up for the questions. Because, and the reason why I'm juxtapositioning the two is because it looks like the same. We don't have sufficient evidence to say definitively that Marceau or Maurice have been cheating, but their actions have been very suspicious and very clandestine. It's like they being sneaky and they move like that. But it's now a magnifying glass in Kimmy's direction in a way that is consistently being in Tisha's direction and even Melody's direction to a large extent. But the difference between Tisha and Melody is Melody confronted it in the beginning, lied for Martell, tried to be his cheerleader, to boost his ego, to act like they were a team, but it fell through. He still was cheating. Whereas Tisha doesn't have the how could I say, the congenial skills to afford her to maneuver effortlessly through the muck of the suspicion viewed or placed upon her marriage. Now we're not finally, I don't want to see nobody in this position, but now we're seeing Kimmy in this position, and it's now a matter of what that look like, girl, when you have to go through that same thing. So Melody comes in, like, what y'all talking about in here? And Kimmy goes, Marcel. And then Melody was like, y'all you think it's true what they talking about? And of course, Kimmy, let me just get through it. Kimmy with this high pitch, Marcel, somebody told me when your register raises, either you nervous or you lying. See, I'm messing with Stormy. I'm with Stormy. So Stormy say straight up, hey, you think this post was meant to deflect? Because Kimmy saying she believes. She believe in her man, and whatever they saying, I don't have no evidence to prove otherwise. Swear to God, Stormy just said in no uncertain terms what I just went through saying. Girl, did he throw that picture up to take the heat off of himself to throw it on you? Y'all bullshitting. She said, y'all don't think it deflected? They say, I don't think it did that. Stormy, stay yourself. Stay seeing the emperor has on no clothes and calling it. The crowd will tell you that the emperor got on clothes. Girl, you know you don't see no clothes. Don't let them gaslight you. You don't see it. So bless your heart, Stormy. Tell the truth and shame devils around here. I'm Stormy G. I'm liking the switch out. I'm liking a Destiny Stormy switch out. Make her a cast member because she telling it how she sees it. And it's not playing around, and it's not doing the politic thing of it all. It's just straightforward. Girl. So basically they going around the mulberry bush trying to figure out what is Kimmy's logic in all of this. So Kimmy goes, the picture was their kind of humor or something like that. And Melody goes, so what's the humor in it, especially knowing that on the stage your husband was presented one way. It came out that wasn't that. The time from that to the point of the post, what is the humor in that? Kimmy says, I don't know. It was in poor taste. Now her sounding like Tisha. And then Stormy go, girl, that's not poor taste. That's fucked up. So Melody is asking Kimmy to open her eyes. Here's where I have to depart. I don't be knowing from what place Melody be coming from when she be saying things. It always feels like a hint of ulterior motives on everything. But if you do know, girl, I don't know. This is a weird position to be in if you know the homie is getting cheated on. Because they didn't let you know, and they knew. I'm sure they knew you was getting cheated on. So somehow this conversation turns into what Tisha did on the stage as she was discussing things between her and Destiny, and the faces Tisha's making, and how Tisha said, you tried to destroy my marriage. Stormy said you definitely didn't do that. So then Melody poses a question to Tisha's cousin, which this is just as messy, if not worse, than what you professed that Destiny and Tisha was doing in a hotel room in LA. Girl, fuck out of here. Tisha cousin, you around here getting used. That's all I could say, because I wouldn't have answered that. I'd have been like, well, go on, girl. I mean, since you concerned, you should ask Tisha. But as for me and my house, Marcel and Tisha ain't got nothing to do with it. Kimmy come back around now. I'm believing in her intellect again. So down at the confessional, Kimmy like, girl, everybody trying to talk about Tisha. If you wasn't going to invite her, why is we talking about her? And that's the same thing I've been saying. Like, you petty as all get out, Melody. And these be the times where I don't know how to call it with this character. And I don't know if this is actually who she is, but I am only going with fragments of moments as edited and brought to me by Carlos King. But based on the composition of what has been presented, It's inconsistent. I don't know what to think. Tiffany extremely bores me, but they gone off to talk, her and Kimmy, and she keeps saying that Kimmy kept coming for her at the reunion. It's the fragility for me, because the premise of the reunion is to revisit what happened during the season and to discount the position you took as being transparent, all the while transparently shared everybody else's life but your own, and then get upset when people say, girl, you didn't share your life, you aren't as transparent as you say you are. I know some things about you that you did not share, and I didn't share either, but you didn't afford me that courtesy as well. Thusly, you are no victim. So, two things about this scene. I'm not finna go deeply into it, but this is what I gleaned from it. They having this conversation about what Kimmy said at the reunion towards Tiffany and woo up the bam and all that. One, on Kimmy's side, I think this conversation is a relief compared to the conversation about her man. And then her logic can be put in full throttle towards a righteous position instead of trying to dilute it for the sake of saving face with the argument concerning her man. So that's one. On the other hand, I really don't give a fuck about Tiffany. So she bores me. It's nothing she brings at all. Nothing. Her personality is beige. See, that's the inconsistency about the transparency. Girl, it was on the freaking television. We saw the reunion. So Stormy comes over and Tiffany's down in the confessional talking about she don't think right now is the time to go into her business with Stormy. Girl, Stormy done said it, probably gonna tell you and has told you. Girl, do you work at the Chambers? No? Okay. What do you want? Like, what is the purpose of you?
You know, in regards to Tiffany.
How many times they gonna rewind this? I don't care about this conversation. Why is that slick? What was the slick shot about? So anyway, they bring up this conversation about the Chamber of Commerce for the 50th time, and Tiffany said something to the effect, no, Kimmy like, girl, that's how you was introduced to us. And she was like, I know, but that's just like bringing something up to me that happened like when I was like 12. And I guess it's a shot to Stormy. I don't know what the shot is about, but they all look like, oh, you being slick. See, that's that crummy shit I don't like. I'm with Stormy. Don't trust this hoe. And why does she exist? She is Melody lapdog. She just replaced Destiny with Tiffany. Not Tiffany having a mean mug like somebody did her wrong. It's giving I've been trying to avoid this, but she's giving me very much Karen tease. Why is she? Just because Melody switched her out for Tiffany, switched Destiny out for her, don't mean we want to switch her out. I prefer Destiny not telling me nothing at all versus this bland hoe coming around with fake ass shade like she ain't doing shit and everybody's supposed to coddle her in her fuckery. So that was the end of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't know what to take away from it. I think everybody got their version of the perspective of the happenings of events. The only person I'm really here for, Stormy. She keeping it a buck. She not moved by who's who. And she, to some extent, she is lapdogging for Melody too, but it's to a very minute extent. So I'm gonna give grace. Tiffany, throw her the fuck away. Carlos, why you ain't listen to us? We don't wanna. Like Angela Bassett in the Jackson American Dream. Like, girl, we don't want this. Anywho, to the ethos, to the future, I said so.